The future is here, and it's more astonishing than anyone ever imagined. It's called Terafab, and it's the vision of the most audacious visionary alive today, the one and only Elon Musk. A 100 million square foot colossus rising out of a dried up reservoir in Grimes County, Texas. A single building over 5 times larger than the current record holder for the biggest building on Earth. But what makes this building truly stunning is how it actually points to something even bigger. A civilizational transformation happening all over the world, a transformation that's ushering in the rise of a new world of civilization, technology, and space travel, the birth of a civilizational cosmocracy. You and I are living in an amazing time. We're literally witnessing history being made every single week, and this week is no exception. On August 7th, SpaceX and Tesla officially confirmed Terafab, a $16.8 billion semiconductor megafactory that Elon Musk promises will be the largest and most valuable building on Earth by far, and it will be stunningly beautiful. Now, just take in the scale of what we're talking about here. 100 million square feet. When you compare it to the entire Logan International Airport complex in Boston, runway and all, Terafab, the singular building complex, will be roughly 96% of Logan's total size. That's more than 5 times the size of China's New Century Global Center in Chengdu, which currently holds the world record at 18.9 million square feet, complete with its own indoor beach and ski slope. Terafab will be bigger than the Pentagon, Apple Park, and the Mall of America combined. Several times over. You could actually fit 15 Pentagons inside this one building. It's 36 times the size of the Empire State Building's office footprint. And it's roughly 10 times the size of Tesla's own Gigafactory, Texas, which itself was already one of the largest factories on the planet. The numbers alone are staggering, but it's the purpose behind Terafab that reveals just how historic this moment really is. Musk says that the facility will combine logic chips, memory, and advanced packaging all under one roof for the very first time in history, producing more than 1 terawatt of compute annually. Now, that's roughly 1,000 times the output of a single large nuclear power plant. I mean, the entire United States average electricity consumption is only around 0.5 terawatts at any given moment. And the entire current global output of AI compute is only about 20 gigawatts a year. Terafab alone is targeting 50 times that. Again, the scale and scope of this project is absolutely unprecedented. And why does Musk need that much computing power? Because it's the missing ingredient for humanity's expansion into space. Do you see how it all fits together? He's talking about powering as many as 1 million Tesla Optimus humanoid robots, launching 10 million tons of mass into orbit every single year, and generating over a terawatt of solar power to fuel it all. In Musk's own words, the goal is nothing less than to launch, quote, a galactic civilization. A galactic civilization. That's not corporate hype. It's a claim about destiny, about the kind of future humanity is meant to build. And whether Musk realizes it or not, his futuristic vision is tapping into something very, very ancient, something civilizations have always sensed in their bones, that greatness isn't measured by just what you consume. Greatness is measured by a cosmovision that dares to locate a people within the very architecture of the universe itself, a vision grand enough to orient a civilization's building, its industry, its very sense of purpose towards the heavens. And that is exactly what's happening in our world today. This is why Terafab matters so much more than square footage or silicon. It's part of a much bigger story unfolding right now all over the world. The rise of a civilizational cosmocracy. Are you feeling the whiplash in the markets of late, right? We're seeing record volatility and wild swings in the economy. If you're like most hardworking patriots, a salaried professional, a career person, or a small business owner, you're probably exhausted by it all. Your purchasing power is going to continue to shrink, which is exactly why what I'm about to tell you is so important. What if you could flip the script? What if this extreme market movement is actually presenting unique and powerful money-making opportunities that everyday folks can take advantage of, just like the elites do? Imagine having a simple, proven, step-by-step system, something that's specifically designed to be learned by regular people with busy lives, something you could actually picture yourself doing in just minutes a day, that puts you in a position to take advantage of the very same opportunities the elites have when they've always kept it to themselves. Now, I know what you might be thinking. I was frankly skeptical about it myself. We've all been conditioned to believe that taking control of our own financial destiny is just too risky, or that you have to be some Wall Street insider to make it work. But the truth is, once you understand how to harness this volatility, this is the best business in the world. And you can do it from the comfort of your own home. That's why I want to introduce you to my good friend Troy Noonan, the backpack trader. Troy's been doing this for over 30 years. He's broken down the complex world of trading into a simple, step-by-step method that any busy professional can follow. And I know it works because I'm actually a member of his program. The best part about Troy's approach, he teaches you how to prove the system works for you before you risk a single penny of your hard-earned money in the markets. You'd see the results first, prove the plan will succeed for you before you risk a single penny. This is a real difference maker. Troy is hosting a free live training session, Backpack Trader Live, happening on Tuesday, August 18th at 7 p.m. Eastern. Now, when you register, you'll immediately receive his 12 Powers to Successful Trading ebook, absolutely free. These are the core principles distilled from over 30 years of real trading experience, written in plain language that anyone can understand, and they're going to give you a genuine head start and a powerful advantage going into live training. And if you show up live, you'll unlock an exclusive bonus, and that's the private replay of our Turley Roundtable. This was a closed-door event with Troy, myself, and fellow patriots, and the insights there that they shared were absolutely incredible. It's not available anywhere else publicly. So click the link below or go to backpacktrader.com/TurleyFreedom right now. Reserve your spot for Tuesday, August 18th, 7 p.m. Eastern. That's backpacktrader.com/TurleyFreedom. Your bright, beautiful future is waiting. Let's go get it together. Now, if you pardon the shameless plug, my latest book, Civcosm, God's Algorithms and the Rise of a Civilizational Cosmocracy, explores precisely this rising archaeo-future world of which Terafab is such a central part. Civilizational cosmocracy describes how nations and peoples all over the world are simultaneously reclaiming their sacred and cultural identities while at the same time extending their technological reach outward, upward, into the very heavens themselves. We've seen this in the resurgence of sacred architecture, right? With the recent completion of the Sagrada Familia's Tower of Christ in Barcelona. We've seen it with the grand opening of the Neo-Byzantine People's Salvation Cathedral in Bucharest, Romania, the largest Orthodox cathedral in the world, with its central icon called the Cosmos Creator, Christ the ruler of the cosmos. And we're seeing it as well with the return of classical Christian education spreading all across the Christian world, from the United States to Brazil and Latin America and across the pond to Hungary and the whole of Europe. But Terafab represents the other great pillar of this civilizational awakening: technological sovereignty and cosmic ambition. The drive of a civilization to reach beyond the merely terrestrial and stake its claim among the stars. Today, we're seeing an archaeofuture dynamic where civilizations aren't just restoring their cultural customs and traditions of the past. They're harnessing the technologies of the future as projections of civilizational power and vision. So in Saudi Arabia, construction is resumed on the Jeddah Tower, aiming for over 3,000 feet, which would make it the tallest building ever built by humanity. In Dubai, the Burj Azizi is rising to 725 meters, on track to become the world's second tallest building, while the Dubai Creek Tower has restarted construction, with reports suggesting a height that could exceed 1,300 meters. China, meanwhile, continues its own building boom, with dozens of super tall towers rising up in cities like Shenzhen. But Terafab is, in a very real sense, a techno-industrial ambition like no other. A cathedral not of stone and stained glass, but of silicon and steel, built to manufacture the technological substrate of an entire interplanetary civilization. And just like Gaudi's Sagrada Familia pointed beyond itself to something greater, Terafab points beyond itself too, to a vision of America, and specifically Texas, as the launching pad for humanity's next great leap. The Texas Triangle, stretching from Houston to Dallas to Austin, is increasingly being called America's Shenzhen, an economic powerhouse now further amplified by the launch of the Texas Stock Exchange itself. We're witnessing right now in real time a strategic and spiritual repositioning of civilizational gravity away from the coasts and their globalist institutions and toward America's heartland, where sovereign energy, sovereign manufacturing, and sovereign ambition are converging into a single, unprecedented structure. And that really is the story here. What's happening with the Sagrada Familia and Russia and Romania's church building renewal is a resurgence of sacred civilization pointed heavenward in the realm of the spirit. What's happening with Terafab in Texas is a resurgence of sovereign civilization pointed heavenward in the realm of matter and energy. Both are expressions of the same deeper impulse. A civilization no longer content to simply manage decline, but one actively building with astonishing confidence toward a future that's bigger, bolder, and more ambitious than anything that came before it. Now, if you're interested in diving deeper into this rising civilizational cosmocracy, I'm actually hosting a live exclusive masterclass that'll walk you through all the different and fascinating aspects of this rising civcosm in real time. You won't find it anywhere else. It's not going to be on YouTube, not anywhere. So if you want your kids asking you the right questions instead of you kind of scrambling for answers, scan the QR code below. Get on my Civcosm Masterclass, where we'll learn firsthand about the coming together of sacred order and cosmic ambition fused into a single, unstoppable civilizational trajectory.